What's up, everybody? Welcome to the vlog. If you're watching this, I'm already dead. No, I'm just joking. Welcome to the vlog and thanks for joining me today. My name is Sayer. I do a lot of different things. I'm a husband. I'm a father of 4 kids now. I am an NFL content creator, and I do a lot of different things within my local church, including worship leading, preaching at times, a lot of different things. And I wear a lot of different hats throughout the day, every single day. I am the co-host of a Broncos podcast. I write about the Denver Broncos as well as the NFL as a whole and a number of other teams, kind of as an independent contractor. And I really just wanted to take you through my life. And this vlog is going to be kind of unique because it's not necessarily going to be just today. I'm actually going to take you through some content that I shot yesterday as well, some different things that I do on a day-to-day basis. But I know that if you're like me, you all have really busy schedules and you all have a lot going on in your life, and it's sometimes overwhelming to try to think about, hey, how do I compartmentalize my time? How do I stay disciplined? How do I continue to stay focused on the goals that I have? And so I figured, hey, if I can do most of these things every single day or most days with 4 kids and all these different jobs that I have and these different hats that I wear, I figured then you probably could too. So whatever you can pick up from this, I think that's great. And I always appreciate hearing from what other people are doing. In fact, that was really the motivating factor of me starting this YouTube journey, is just the way that I've seen so many other amazing creators through the years express themselves through this platform. So many different creators like Will Tennyson, who does fitness vlogging, folks like Joey Suggs does fitness stuff. Obviously I follow a lot of sneaker guys like Elliot Page, John Alexander, Harrison Neville, Seth Fowler. Alex Nickel is another really underrated content creator that I think is really growing up in the space and is another inspiration for me. But Locust and Wild Honey, Richie Lee, so many different folks who I think just utilize the platform of YouTube to express themselves and their passions and what they love to do, and kind of give you a glimpse into their daily life. And certainly the ones that I've listed, that's not all of them by any means. I watch a lot of different people on YouTube, but I've watched a lot of YouTube over the last handful of years to kind of try to see, like, where could I even fit in this space? Because I'm 35 years old. I've been doing all these things for a really long time, and so to kind of like jump into this space, which it's kind of intimidating, to be honest with you. It's kind of intimidating to feel like, man, do I really have any value to add? And so I guess if it's just me looking back at kind of this journey that I'm going on in terms of, I want to continue to, improve my physical fitness. I want to stay disciplined myself. I want to continue on these good habits, and just to kind of let you all in on this. And I think to look back on myself, I think it'll be valuable. So I really appreciate you joining today. I'm going to go ahead and eat this breakfast, and then we'll kind of get into what it's like to be an NFL content creator on the day-to-day. Yeah, the feistiness coming when he was asked about the difference, obviously, between this year and last year. And of course, last year at this time, Russell Wilson was still on the roster, but the different vibe, and the reason why I think he can feel the freedom to say that now is because obviously now you've got a franchise quarterback in Bo Nix, and the confidence that Sean Payton and George Payton and Greg Penner all seem to have in Bo Nix it should be the prevailing theme of everything that we talk about in this episode today and the offseason going forward.
Transport power in 1945. They're still made in France, and they're known there. It says California Airline, and finally in 1956. When is the size to
So we're talking Foot Locker, JD Sports, you name it. These are companies that used to carry millions around, like Nike sales that heavily, overused, but now
Just finished about 15 minutes in the sauna after a workout. Got about 25 minutes on the treadmill to start off the workout. I like to put the incline up as high as I can get it, which on my treadmill is a 15 incline. Love to just start off with that cardio and watch my Apple Watch. I know it's probably not exact, but to watch for the calorie count on there, to get it as close to 300 calories as I possibly can, and then to make sure that I'm obviously going at the same pace for that entire time, if at all possible. Sometimes might need to adjust the incline on the treadmill, but at the same time, you don't want to overwork yourself. You don't want to hurt your back or anything with the incline, things like that. So getting it to a sustainable speed and then sticking at that speed and incline for an extended period of time. I mean, I find for me, that's the best form of cardio that I can possibly do, as well as the most sustainable, the one form of cardio that I would actually even look forward to doing. And I do kind of look forward to doing it, honestly, because I turn on just some of my favorite YouTube channels during that 30 minutes, or I'll pray if I want to do that, or whatever it may be. But it's just really a very specific time to unplug during the day, where there's the busyness and all these different things that we have going on in just life in general. And so you want to make sure that you're finding ways that you can unplug. So really just whatever works for you in terms of getting in that cardio, I think it's just crucial to make sure that you get it in. And then obviously a roughly 30 to 35 minute lift afterwards, just a little arms today, biceps and triceps. Hit some legs yesterday, definitely feeling that. I'm gonna have chest and back tomorrow, and so just trying to kind of keep with that traditional bodybuilder split, however you want to look at that. Just push pull legs, things like that. Kind of trying to mix it up each day of the week and getting 5 to 6 days if possible, and just making sure that staying active, because with what I do, I'm sitting most of the day. And so I like to take this kind of hour plus to really just make sure that I'm not just sitting the entire time, right? Or to make sure that I'm monitoring the heart rate, making sure that it's getting up as, into the 120 to 150 range pretty consistently, and trying to just keep it consistent. Obviously, this is kind of my routine, 5 to 6 days a week. I come down here, I just kind of have to force myself to stop what I'm doing, make sure that this is a set time that's like an appointment every single day for me, so that I don't miss it, so that I don't skip it. And there's days that, you're going to be busy where you might have to miss a workout, or you might only be able to jump on the treadmill. And in that case, you just kind of got to monitor even a little bit more closely, like, what am I eating? Or get back at it the next day. But don't be afraid to miss days here and there. You only really need to work out 3 to 4 times a week at the start. And I think that's good. I think it's good to kind of just be mindful of, what you can handle right away, so that you're not tempted to give up. You want to stay disciplined and not just work out when you're motivated. However you're choosing to get the job done, it's more so about staying disciplined than it is about being motivated, because there's going to be days that you don't feel like working out whatsoever, but really just able to get the job done and make sure that you don't have any excuses, right? And so that's the key, is to eliminate the excuses, pre-decide that you're going to go get your workouts in, whether you're doing it in the morning or whether you're doing it when you get home at night after work or after dinner. Whatever it may be, you're probably going to find that you're way more refreshed after committing to something beforehand, following through with that thing, and then now all of a sudden you can start stacking days. If you miss one, don't miss 2, right? And so that's the key to consistency, is like you pre-decide that you're going to come down and get your workout done, or that you're going to go to the gym and get your workout done, and make it a habit by making it consistent as quickly as you possibly can.
Let's go outside.
All right, so it is a little after, so it's almost 7:30 in the morning right now. Welcome to the office. By the way, this is just my living room couch. Obviously, little game walk through here for some background noise in the morning. Shout out to my brother Bryce for pointing that out to me. That option was available. But this is actually kind of a great opportunity for me to kind of start off the day and show you this does not always happen like this. A lot of times content strategy for me involves looking at our content guides that we have put out there. But actually this morning, the Denver Broncos made a move. They fired their special teams coordinator, Ben Kotlicka. And so what this allows me to do is, obviously, like many of you, communicate with a team via Slack. And so when I found out about this news just a couple of minutes ago, we start bouncing some ideas back and forth. And because earlier in the season, the Denver Broncos had just a critical mistake. A blocked field goal in Kansas City cost them an opportunity to beat the Kansas City Chiefs on the road earlier this season. So what I can do then is piece these two things together. So the Broncos fired their special teams coach, and you can create a number of different stories off that. But instead of just writing a Denver Broncos fire special teams coordinator Ben Kotlicka, my job is to come up with something that people want to actually click on. I mean, a lot of times you might say, well, hey, it's the clickbait business. I don't think of it as clickbait if what I'm putting out there is substantial or my headline is not misleading or a lie, just a blatant lie. Which a lot of clickbait is one of those two things. All clickbait, I would say, is one of those two things. And so what I'm going to do, because the Denver Broncos fired their special teams coordinator after that mistake, that huge mistake happened earlier in the year, I'm going to write an article that says biggest mistake of the 2024 season cost Broncos assistant his job. Now, that is certainly a little bit of a polarizing headline, but again, the blocked field goal against Kansas City was a huge mistake that people pointed out. Hey, this guy's getting bowled over every time on field goal unit, and it was overlooked in this Kansas City game. It was a detail that prevented a huge win for the Denver Broncos, and so I think that's a fair headline, and I think that obviously that's going to get people to click on it, because you want people to want to click on your post. That's the job that I'm in. I'm in the engagement, clicks business, and so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to write that up here over the next handful of minutes, and I'll check in with you in a bit. Ellis, where's your little face? Bring it over here. You like being on camera? What do you think? What do you think?
You look tacky.
Oh, are you tired, baby? Huh? What do you think? Oh, God bless you. Oh, God bless you. All right, everybody, it is closing in on 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I know I'm counting backwards right now from when I'm about to start my workout, sometime between 2:30 and 3 o'clock. I've been at it this morning already. I actually filmed a little, monologue in the car on the way to a meeting that I have every single Friday. I'll show you some B-roll footage of that, but unfortunately, the microphone decided to go into the CarPlay input and things like that, so I have none of that monologue for you to share with you. But I'm going to share with you what I'm planning on doing here this afternoon now that I'm kind of just locked in to writing of variety of different things, Broncos, mock draft, all the different things that I'm going to kind of start working on today. Some stuff that'll be scheduled out on a Sunday morning, some stuff that'll be scheduled out tomorrow, some stuff that I'll actually probably have to work on tomorrow a little bit because these things can get a little long-winded. I mean, we're talking like 6,000 plus words that I've got to put together here and blurbs on every single team. And so making giant mock drafts, and this one's going to be a 3-round mock draft, it's going to take me some time. So I need to get started on it today so that tomorrow it's not like I have this huge mountain to climb. But also got some Broncos content. I'll also do some editing today. I don't do as much editing as I used to, but we get some great contributions from our staff writers in the off season. And so I've got some stuff to edit this afternoon. So I'm just going to get on the writing grind, the editing grind, and kind of just get after it before I have a workout later this afternoon. And we'll see where the day goes from there. Hello again from the treadmill, everybody. It's Friday. Getting some more work in this afternoon. Just put in a good 2 solid hours almost on some writing, getting stuff prepared for my big mock draft to come out on Sunday on NFLSpinZone.com. Also edited on another post or two. So now we unplug, get to a workout, a little chest and back today. Pretty sore, not gonna lie. So I think I'm gonna go body weight push-ups, pull-ups, and we'll get a good pump. We'll be feeling good going into Saturday. All right, well, we've reached my absolute favorite time of the day, which is Ninja Creamy time. So every single night, pretty much, I budget the calories to be able to have a Ninja Creamy, which is going to be low-calorie ice cream that we're making here, but pretty much putting whatever I want in it within reason. There's a couple of recipes that I followed. This is my favorite one by far. It's one of the simplest ones. So up to the fill line on your Ninja Creamy cup here, I just go half the lowest calorie Fairlife and half vanilla unsweetened almond milk. So I've got it up to the fill line with those two things. And then at this point, I just kind of eyeball it, but 9 grams of the sugar-free Jello white chocolate right here. You can see that right there. The sugar, the 0 sugar one is key. Again, just keeping it as low calorie as possible. And then my personal favorite protein to use for the Ninja Creamy ice cream creations is the vanilla milkshake from Quest. I feel like since it's a whey casein blend, it really gives you that kind of, just thick ice cream that you're looking for when you make a Ninja Creamy. A lot of the Ninja Creamies that I've made with other kinds of protein, they come out kind of more like a Wendy's Frosty type of thing, or like a McFlurry sort of consistency, but this Quest protein really does the trick here. So just 1 scoop of that going in with this 0 sugar Jello, and then 2 packets of this Truvia monk fruit sweetener here that you can see, and that is necessary. I've found over time, especially because you use the unsweetened almond milk with it. So just go ahead, dump those right on in, and then I'm just gonna stir it up. And I found this to be personally the best sort of basic recipe. Like, I prefer this to standard vanilla personally. Just because that white chocolate protein, or that white chocolate Jello, 0 sugar Jello, really makes a huge difference here. So you're just gonna blend this until it's smooth. And by smooth, what are we looking for? Well, you don't want any clumps of protein stuck in there on the sides, especially, so you can kind of just get those off however you need to do it. But blend it until it's smooth. And I do this while my other creation is thawing out. So I've actually had this thawing out for the last 25 minutes or so. This is a Reese's Puff cereal milk from I'll post the account in the description, because this is one of the best. I've had the cinnamon toast cereal milk, amazing. I've had Fruity Pebbles cereal milk, absolutely amazing. So we're gonna try out the Reese's Puffs cereal milk tonight. So that's the one that I'm gonna actually have tonight. This is the one that I'll have tomorrow, and it's super easy. Just when you've got about 10 minutes left or so while you're waiting for this one to thaw out, you go ahead, you make your next concoction, get your stuff all cleaned up, stick it in the freezer, and then you can whip up this one that you're gonna eat. So quick pro tip, if you do have a Ninja Creamy, number 1 tip that I would have is, a lot of times the Ninja Creamies, they're gonna have this lump in the center here. Trust me from experience, you do not want to leave that lump in there. You want to let this thaw out enough to the point that you can smash that lump that's in there, because it will wreck your blade. I have had that happen to me, and I had to take the whole rig back to Costco and everything. So, and then also make sure your whole unit that goes on the top is completely dry. That's another issue that I think I've had. And then you have this like drill sort of thing right here. Clean that off after every use. I mean, you want to just believe that this thing is gonna work properly every single time without having to need much upkeep, but it's really not that big of a deal once you do it. And then I always go light ice cream setting. Occasionally try the regular ice cream setting, but I've just found that most of these recipes work super well on the light ice cream setting, and then you just let it go. Okay, so most of the time, I would say, the majority of the time, this is what it looks like after the first spin on the Ninja Creamy. So it's gonna be like crumbly like this, with maybe some pockets where you feel like, oh yeah, that's the texture that I want. Don't be alarmed by the fact that it's crumbly like this. We're gonna throw it back in on the mix-in setting with all of our stuff that we want in there, and it's gonna be exactly the way that we want it. So you don't need to add liquid at this point. If it stays super crumbly after another round on the mix-in here, we might add a little bit more milk, but for now, I would say don't add anything. Add your mix-ins and throw it back in. All right, it's time for the moment of truth now. We've done our mix-ins in the Ninja Creamy, and we've got just an absolute banger of a concoction here. You can see some of the threads in there, the Reese's Puff cereal, and dude, this is exactly what you want to see when you pull it off. Thanks so much for joining the vlog. I know it was kind of scattered all over the place. We'll continue to think of new ways to add value to your life through the content, just the different things that I do throughout the day, the course of pretty much every day during the week. Obviously, we're all creatures of habit, and you know what? I think that we can all learn from each other. So excited for this journey upcoming, excited to bring you along for it, and looking forward to the next one. Later.